that walk. Look at that walk. Look at that walk. So it's been a while. I think I did a video 2 weeks ago. So I'm here doing another video. Yay. I'm walked. I feel like that was rushed. It was a little rushed, wasn't it? It was just like, I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. I don't mean to come off that way. I was, work's been kicking my ass. I'm sorry, guys. I'm watching 9 real-life horror stories that will probably ruin your day. I figure, why the fuck not? Yeah. Ruin my day. Why not? Can't get any worse. I play DVD for fun. There's no way you can ruin my day. So I'll leave the link to this video in the description below. I'm being super lazy today. Super lazy. Literally filming this in a t-shirt and my boxers. That's why you see my knee, if you can see my knee. So anyway, I'll leave the link in the description below. Sound off below. Horror stories. Yeah, should be fun. Let's do this, bitches. Alright. Right after watching this video, I'm going to get ahead and just get on Dead by Daylight on Twitch and stream it. That way I can just continue to ruin my day. Ha! I wish. I mean, well, X. Not.
On July 1st, 2014, in the No Sleep subreddit.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Alright, we're going to shut her ass up. We're going to read this. My dead girlfriend keeps messaging me on Facebook. I've got the screenshots, don't know what to do. Tonight's kind of a catalyst for this post. I just received another message, and it's worse than any of the others. My girlfriend died on the 7th of August, 2012. She was involved in a 3-car collision, not my fault. Driving home from work when someone ran a red light, bloody bastard. She passed away within minutes. I just stopped the accident. We had been dating for 5 years at that point. She wasn't big on the idea of marriage. It felt archaic, she said. Gave her a weird vibe. Oh, shit. Yeah, but if she had been, I would have married her within 3 months of a relationship. She was vibrant. Girl, you know you said your vibrant thing. Vibrant. Yeah, that's my shit. The kind of girl that would choose dare every time. All right. I dare you to give me all your money. She was happiest when camping, but a total technophile, too. She always smelled like cinnamon. Alright, cool. That being said, she wasn't perfect. She always said something along the lines of, if I cark it first, don't just say good things about me. I've never liked that. If you don't pay me out, you're doing me a disservice. I've got so many flaws, and that's just part of me. So this is for M. The music she said she liked, and the music she actually liked were very different. So she was a lying bitch. Her idea of affection was a side hug. She had really long toes, like a chimpanzee. I thought you said you loved her. Why are you tearing her apart? I know that's a word I don't know how to pronounce. I'm an idiot. But I don't feel like discussing her without you having an idea of what she was like. Going to the meets. I love meets. M was dead for approaching 13 months when she first messaged me.
Reddit user Nathan wrote a post claiming his dead girlfriend, Emily, is sending him messages on Facebook.
Emily wants to play,
Emily
bitch.
died on the 7th of August, 2012 in a car collision. On September 4th, 2013, he received the first of what was to be many messages from his dead girlfriend. It began with a simple hello.
Hello. Who this? It's really weird receiving messages from Emily's account. Even if you wanted to,
According to Nathan, only he and Emily's mother shared admin privileges of Emily's Facebook account. But when it became clear it was not Emily's mother sending the messages, Nathan assumed one of his late girlfriend's friends had hacked into the account. A couple of months later, a second set of messages appeared on Emily's account. Nathan immediately recognized that the messages were snippets of previous conversations he and Emily had posted through Facebook. Then, all of a sudden, things became even more chilling. Nathan began receiving notifications.
What? The fuck is that in the background? need to punch it in the face. Fuck is that?
That Emily had tagged herself in a photo. He recognized that Emily would tag herself in spaces where it was plausible for her to be, or where she would usually stand. He contacted Facebook and they told him that the locations her Facebook page had been accessed from since her death were locations that she had been before, such as his home and her mom's home. He changed the Facebook password multiple times and even turned on two-factor authentication. Still, the messages from Emily continued and began to take on a more ominous tone. As the frequency of messages from Emily increased, he became more concerned. Until all of a sudden, Emily used her first original word, a word that had not been recycled from old Facebook messages. It's the freezing, I don't know what's happening here that really makes our blood run cold. Finally, Nathan memorialized Emily's page in effect, closing down access to the Facebook account. This post appeared soon thereafter. This series of messages was especially disturbing for Nathan, as parts of the conversation were recycled messages taken from his last post made on the night Emily died. But it still wasn't enough for Emily to rest in peace, because she sent Nathan another message. And in this one, she posted a photo which she had taken of him from behind a half-closed door. A photo which, Nathan says, was taken at a time when nobody else was there in the house with him. That's my door. That's my computer. It's taken from outside. Help.
Wow, that was fucking creepy. Got chills. Emily's gonna fucking kill you, dude. She's out for blood. Now that's love. Sign me up.
On October 26, 1965, Indianapolis police answered a call saying that a girl had died. The caller was a teenage boy who sounded very nervous and directed the police to the address 3850 East New York Street. When the cops got to the dingy, run-down, clapboard home, they found the emaciated, dead body of 16-year-old Sylvia Marie Likens. She was covered with bruises and small wounds, later revealed to be cigarette and match burns that numbered over 100. There were also large areas where the outer layer of skin had peeled.
Susan got fucked up. Like, she got into some shit. She gone. That's it.
Off. Sylvia also had a large numeral 3 branded on her chest. However, the most remarkable injuries by far were the words in block letters that had been burned directly onto her stomach. I'm a prostitute and proud of it. It all started when Likens' parents, who were carnival workers, had left her and her sister Jenny in the care of the Baniszewski family for $20 a week, 3 months before her death. But when one of their checks arrived late, Baniszewski took out her frustration by beating the girls. Weeks of escalating horror followed. The attacks focused almost exclusively on Sylvia. Several of Baniszewski's children and a gaggle of neighborhood kids, some as young as 10, watched or joined in. Baniszewski encouraged them.
Look at the forehead on that bitch. Bitch looks like Skeletor. And that looks like Ted Bundy? No, definitely not Ted Bundy. That is Skeletor on the front.
To torment Sylvia, including, among other things, extinguishing lit cigarettes upon her skin, beating her, tying her up, burning her with scalding water, rubbing salt into her raw wounds, forcing her to eat feces and other substances that would cause her to vomit, forcing her to remove her clothes and insert a glass Coca-Cola bottle into her vagina.
I guess it could have been worse. It could have been like a broken glass bottle. I mean, it can always be worse. It's a saying of mine. Feel free to use it. It could always be worse.
On at least 2 occasions.
It's horrible. It wasn't as creepy as the first one, though.
On February 2nd, 1959, 9 ski hikers were found dead on the East Shoulder Mountain, Kolatsiakl, Russia, eerily called the Mountain of Death by the indigenous Mansi people. From the evidence at the scene, it appeared that the hikers had cut open their tents from the inside and fled into the wilderness in just their socks or bare feet.
And right there, I just want to let everybody know, drugs are bad. Just ask these guys. I mean, you can ask them. They're just not going to answer. But, yeah.
One of the hikers had major skull damage, while a couple more had multiple chest fractures. Despite this, none of the corpses had any signs of a struggle.
Stop with his face.
It gets weirder. Their bodies were stained orange, with massive...
He looked like the dude from The Exorcism of Emily Rose, just all curled up on the floor. Like he looked like a stuffed squirrel. That's the squirrel scene right there. That's the stuffed squirrel. Dude is frozen. Damn. Good God.
It gets weirder. Their bodies were stained orange, with massive internal injuries from a force that a doctor studying the incident compared to that of a car crash. And one of the sea hikers was found with her head tilted back, her stretched mouth wide as if emitting a silent scream. Upon closer inspection, the rescuers realized that her tongue had been ripped out by the root, and she was also missing her eyes. As you imagine, all sorts of theories to the cause of the deaths have been tried and tested over the years, but
It was a bear. It was Russia. It's always a fucking bear, right? It's always a bear if it's in Russia. Anything bad that happens in Russia is because of a bear. Case solved. You're welcome, Russia.
Final verdict was that the hikers died of a compelling natural force. What does that even mean? Never has something...
Bear. It means bear. It was a bear. See? That's a bear paw print. It's a big bear. It's very big.
So ambiguous, been so horrifying.
Okay, the body under your freaking bed. Dude, don't do that shit to me. I already have issues with sleeping. I can't sleep in bed. I gotta have the blanket tucked under my feet. I have to be cocooned inside of a blanket. It could be like 97, it could be 105 degrees inside this house. And I will have a blanket on because I can't sleep without a blanket. I just can't do it. And I have to be cocooned in it. I have to be wrapped up in my blanket. And I'm talking wrapped. Fucking, it'll be wrapped around my head, and I'll look like E.T. basically. It'll just be this down is all you see. I'm just a cocoon of a blanket of a human being, because nothing's grabbing my feet and dragging me down this fucking hallway. Nothing, okay? Because you're taking the blanket with me. It's my safety blanket, and it'll protect me. Learned that when I was a kid. Something scary happens, get under your blanket, you're safe. Fuck.
There's always that moment of dread when you stick one foot out from under your covers, as you envisage a paranormal activity style death being dragged down the stairs. You have an instinctive worry.
No. It's like Paranormal Activity. That shit done fucked me up. Okay, that wasn't Casper. That's not Casper, okay? The only ghost I ever want to know is Casper. Casper was a dick in that movie. He's dragging bitches down the hallway and shit. Fuck Casper.
With what's under your bed from a young age, even though nothing has ever been under there. One particularly disturbing case was in 2003 when a guest noticed a foul smell in his room at the Capri Motel, Kansas City, and complained to staff. After 3 nights of opening windows and no doubt gallons of Febreze, the stench would not leave, causing the poor guest to vomit in the room. When cleaning crew began shifting furniture to clean the puke, they found the decomposing corpse of a man wearing only a nun's wimple and fishnet stockings. To repeat, he slept in that bed for 3 nights.
I'm sorry, it was a man wearing what?
Stockings. To repeat, he slept in the... When cleaning crew began shifting furniture to clean the puke, they found the decomposing corpse of a man wearing only a nun's wimple and fishnet stocking.
Dude was in some kinky shit. Like, he had some woman over there. She was getting it in, getting it on. Obviously, she was the boss. She was in charge. She was doing all the mounting. He was just like a bear. What is with me and bears today? He was just like, I don't even want to say bear now. He was the bottom turtle. He was the bottom turtle. Jesus Christ, man. And she left him there. She took her money and dipped. That's trifling. that's fucking trifling. Jesus. Like, this is not ruining my day. Dead by Daylight tonight on Twitch. That's going to ruin my day. So if you want to see my day ruined, swing over to Twitch TV/SinForMeGames and watch me get mad.
To repeat, he slept in that bed for 3 nights.
That's not really something under your bed. That's something in your bed.
On January 25th, 2014,
I watch
the
way too many horror
Indianapolis Star
movies.
published a lengthy report on a family terrorized by 3 children allegedly possessed by demons. The account
Oh,
of
you can get off my
Latoya
screen,
Adams
bitch.
and her family tells disturbing stories of children climbing up the walls, getting thrown across rooms, and children threatening doctors in deep, unnatural voices.
I'm going to debunk that real quick. Them children, they had styrofoam sticky things on their hands. The walls are made of styrofoam, and they were just doing that whole styrofoam thing. And they voice changers, you know. That's it. That's it. Debunked. The end. Get me on Ghost Hunters. I'm going to crack the case every time.
It would seem like something straight out of a movie, except all of these accounts were more or less corroborated with nearly 800 pages of official records obtained by the Indianapolis Star and recounted in more than a dozen interviews with police, DCS personnel, psychologists, family members, and a Catholic priest. One of the more chilling sections of the report includes a segment about the possessed 9-year-old. According to Washington's original DCS report, the 9-year-old had a weird grin and walked backward up a wall to the ceiling.
That's some strong Velcro. Still sticking with the Velcro thing. Might have been Gorilla Glue. Maybe some duct tape. Bungee cord. Something. But no.
He then flipped over Campbell, landing on his feet. He never let go of his grandmother's hand.
Okay, real quick. I think, I don't know how I would react. Like, I keep, the hallway's right here. And you guys know the hallway creeps me out. I don't know how I would react to something like that. Like, part of me tells me that would freak me out. Part of me tells me I'd try to kill it. And part of me tells me I'd probably make fun of it. Like, if I saw some 9-year-old climbing up the wall like that, I would probably sing like Spider-Man, Spider-Man. I would probably sing that, and then I go, what am I doing? I gotta get the hell out of here. Like, that's how jacked up my brain is. Like, I'm not all there, but I sort of am, but not really.
On September 12, 2008, 2 trains collided in the Chatsworth district of Los Angeles.
And you want to know how that happened? Them goddamn math problems. You know, if a train's coming from west at 95 miles an hour and a train's coming from east at 67 miles an hour, how many nuts does the unicorn have? Those math problems caused that.
Killing 25 people in the crash. One of the passengers on board was Charles E. Peck, who was traveling from Salt Lake City for a job interview in LA. His hopes were high on landing the job as his fiancée, Andrea Katz, lived in California, and he planned to marry her if he was hired.
She did it.
During the next 11 hours, Peck's mobile phone sent numerous calls to his fiancée, son, brother, stepmother, and sister. Overall, his loved ones received a total of 35 calls. However, each time they answered, they only heard static. When they called back, the calls went straight to voicemail. The family could only be optimistic and assumed Charles was alive in the wreckage and calling for help. When the search team finally traced Peck's phone signal and discovered his body in a lead passenger car, where most major injuries and deaths occurred, they reported that Charles had died on impact and that he couldn't have possibly made the calls. What's even stranger is that they never found the phone.
That's fucked up.
On the night of March 31st, 1922, the 6 residents of Hinterkaifeck, a small farmstead in Germany, were murdered with a mattock. The victims were Andreas and Cecilia Gruber, their widowed daughter Victoria, her children Cecilia and Josef.
Gruber sounds German. Josef doesn't, though. Josef sounds Iranian, maybe. I don't know. But Gruber sounds like Hans Gruber. No, Gruber. Potato. It's definitely one or the other.
And the maid, Maria Baumgartner. The Grubers'
Baumgartner,
earlier
it's
maid
German.
left the family 6 months earlier, having claimed the home was haunted. And days before the murder, Andreas told neighbors he'd discovered a strange set of footprints in the snow leading from the forest to the home, but not back. He'd also heard footsteps in the attic, and a set of keys went missing. Based on the crime scene found days after the murders, investigators believed the family was led one by one into the barn to be killed before the murderer killed the maid and young Josef in the house. It is believed that the perpetrator remained at the farm for several days. Someone had fed the cattle and eaten food in the kitchen. The neighbors had also seen smoke from the chimney during the weekend. As creepy as it sounds, the killer was never found.
Oh, damn. Wow, dude's dead now. He gone.
Jack Froist died of a heart arrhythmia in June 2011 at the age of 32. Tragic, but nothing unusual about the story. Yet.
He looks
In
like Dane
November the
Cook.
same year, Jack's friends each received an email from his account, signed with his name. His friends and family are adamant no
No, he
one
doesn't.
knew his passwords. One email implored his friend to clean his attic, which related to a private conversation the two had had shortly before his death. An email to his cousin read, "I knew you were going to break your ankle," an injury that had occurred just a week before the email arrived. Probably a sick hacker, but Jack's relatives and friends said they still have no explanation for the messages and have given up hope trying to find one.
All right, number 1, The Killer Clown. When I was a kid, they had a movie, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Scared the shit out of me. Funny as hell now watching it. Just, clowns are the best actors. The clowns were the best actors in the whole movie. Like that movie just ruined clowns for me as a child. As an adult, I watched it baked out of my mind. I was maybe 18, 19, just baked watching it. Case of the giggles and the munchies. Good times were had.
Probably
John
the
Wayne
most
Gacy.
notorious killer clown in human history, John Wayne Gacy was a Chicago serial killer responsible for the murders of at least 33 young boys. He buried most of the
Under the
bodies in
house.
the crawl space of his house, in his yard, and when he started to run out of space, he dumped them in a nearby river. As Pogo the Clown, Gacy performed at children's parties during his time off from working as a building contractor. In 1972, he brought a teenage boy named Timothy McCoy to his house and killed him. He would go on to lure dozens more to his home, then torture, rape, and murder them. He was later caught in 1978. Imprisoned for life, he started a second career as a painter, creating images of himself in full clown makeup.
Alright, so that last one was a bit of a known thing. Like, well, I guess not really known. I don't know. It depends on what you hobbies and shit. Anyway, so didn't ruin my day. Did it ruin yours? Do you want your day ruined? If you do, play Dead by Daylight. It'll just make you regret all of your life's decisions. Just being alive. But I am still active with game streaming. Mixer did shut down. That video was crap, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm still around. I'm still streaming. Mixer shut down, so I'm now over on twitch.tv/SinForMeGames. So if you guys want to watch and see me get pissed, or just generally when I have some laughs. I'm constantly, I'm constantly in parties with friends, and we're just having a blast usually. But I will keep more videos uploading. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of creepy stuff. So if you guys have creepy videos, send them my way. Try to ruin my day, like this video did. So, sound off in the comments below. Hope you guys are being safe, and later, bitches. Look at that walk.